Yep. We're breaking through. G-Dog's here.
I'm here. Always here.
Right, so yeah. 900 doorway coming up. Okay, so if you thought that that side was messy when we took over, this is my side. It looks a lot worse than it is. The reason why it's so messy is because we actually don't have any floor space that end. That is the drift table that we were going to do, that we kind of painted out and ready, and then we just thought, no, we want to make sure we're getting the most out of the area. So yeah, that's all just been piled up on there. I've got all of this here because the Volkswagen Beetle was actually here, and now we've moved it around. So I'm going to show you where that is, and then I've got to build a wall, and then I got to put everything and tidy everything up on the mezzanine and try and get some of this stuff out of the way. We've got no bench space anymore, no cupboard space. It's all been ripped out, so everything's everywhere. Under the track there will be plenty of storage. There's quite a bit of storage under the drift course, but we're not going to put anything under there because we're actually going to cut a section out and pull it around to this wall along here, which comes all the way down. I'm actually going to be standing behind me is where we're going to punch through and put a wall, which means I've got to move the old soapbox. And there's just so much stuff. The other side's nice and tidy because it's all in here. Right. So that's the Volkswagen. So that's all in nice. That means I can get it out that door. So there's used to be a workshop just here. Loads of work counters, pillar drill, all kinds of stuff. And in fact, this was the pit area just a few weeks ago for the Camel Trophy. And now it's all gone. And now it's where the bug is. The problem being is that it's just rammed over here. All these shelves have got to come off the wall. I mean, we're literally got to just carcass it and try and find space for everything and burn a lot of timber. Yeah. Starting to think this wasn't such a great idea. I'm procrastinating a little bit. It's a lot. Again. And yeah. I don't know why I've got so much stuff. I do know why. When you're of little money, you store and hoard anything and everything because you never know what you're going to use. But I may have hoarded a little bit too much. Oh well, it's not going to do it itself. I do need to get on. I think I'm going to build the wall first here, and then anything that's going this side can go this side. There's a lot of things to be broken down, cabinet-wise, ready for the burn pile. Oh, and I keep looking, and it gets bigger and bigger everywhere. That's no good. I got to get on. Right. See, the thing about me is I got to wear ear defenders. G-Dog's deaf. He just turns his hearing aid off. So? Turn your hearing aid off!
I have!
Yep, it's official. There's a dirty great big hole. Leading through. So there, it's awfully dusty.
Yeah, but you give us a big hole.
Yeah.
And you give me a little shovel.
Yeah, well, you know. Start you off slow. Yeah, did you put it in water?
No.
Well, there you go. That's why it's still small.
I forgot.
Yeah. Well, we are now kind of connected. Oh yeah, let's not get there.
Yeah,
let's stay that side. That side ain't much better either, look. Yes, that's right. We don't move anything. We just get the job done, tidy up and get on with it. Well, it's getting dark now. I've got a plan for tomorrow. It's such a mess. I'm not even going to bother. I'm going home. And here we see the primate trying to figure out life's curious puzzles. You're right there?
It's a krypton factor. I can't move everything twice.
Do you need a hand?
I will, yeah.
Do you? Alright, audience. Everyone clap.
See what you gets me to do?
I was doing the really important bit.
Oh, filming.
I'll come round.
Thank you.
Yeah, so instead of just clearing it, we just build more tables. If we just build a table over the top of all the crap, and just drape it.
And then move it onto the new table.
If we just drape cement cloths over everything.
We'd have a great course.
Right, well, so this is like your average size, this one here, other than a couple of foot off the end because we've tapered it. But this is an 8x4 sheet. And when you think that is all the way back to that wall, which you can just about see, there is the wall. That length there is about 11 foot. So it's 3 of these, almost 3 of these long now. And, you know, when you think, you know, there's a few 8x4s in there as well. So yeah, even this area here is like 6 by 5. And this will end up being coarse as well. Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just marking the lines.
Why?
For screwing.
Oh, for screwing.
I can't get told off for putting it in the wrong place.
Oh, that's very true. You can only tell yourself off.
I know.
Alright, I'll let you get on then.
What are you doing?
Videoing.
Are you doing nothing again?
Yeah, I'm just stood there, look.
This is cruelty to old
Feet
people.
firmly to the floor. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I want to see how you figure this one out. Because I know something he doesn't know.
Oh. You always know something I don't know.
We'll see how long it takes him to figure that one out. Right, let's go. So the realisation of trying to cram 2 workshops worth of stuff into 2 6-foot sheds is starting to, yeah. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, we're going to have to do something.
Yeah. We're running out of storage space. That's full. That's full. That's full. That's full. There's literally like a 2 foot by 6 foot walkway. And the rest of it is just stuff. And we're creating...
We need another workshop.
Yeah, that's what we could do. We need a workshop for all the stuff that should be in a workshop instead of a course.
Yeah. I kind of get that.
Good. Right. So we've revealed underneath is the old drift table. We've taken the first little bit off. Luckily, there's not massive chunk going to come out, but there is a workbench that we're going to have to cut in half because we decided not to move it around and just cut through it. Not sure if that was the right decision. Are we getting anywhere?
I don't think so.
I don't think we are getting anywhere. It's just moving
Move it from there
to
here.
We did cut a big hole in the table, so that is done and all re-supported.
I mean, we have got. I mean, look, we have got.
I mean, look at this. This does look worse than the first workshop we took over next door.
It does.
But then, like I've said, we've now got 2 workshops crammed into a 6-foot shed. And
the 6-foot shed is underneath all the table.
yeah, that's our commitment. Look, guys, you know, we're willing to. I mean, look, it is ridiculous, but then, you know, that's why we have this place. It's for just storing so much rubbish. Yeah, there's rubbish next door as well. Yeah, it's everywhere. So we've cut. It didn't actually cut that much out. It's only like 5 foot by 4 and a bit there. So this is 3 foot deep between here and here. So we'll keep that 3 foot all the way along. And we were going to keep a little kind of cubby hole, I guess, this area here up to this kind of metal bar where we are. We're going to leave that for like a pit area, and then we're going to put some shelves on that red wall for people to store trucks and sit at. So the course will kind of start about here. Yeah, about here, and then move forwards all the way along to here. And then this is about as deep as the pinch, so it's quite deep, but achievable with your litter pickers that we use. This is quite deep, but we've got to have it deep because we do need the drift course, and that is where the problem lies, is trying to drift in a 4 foot straight line, which obviously you need to weave in and out. So yeah, I don't even know where any of this stuff is gonna go. Oh well, we'll find somewhere.
Disappeared.
How many hoovers we got?
Right, Henry works.
Yeah, but which one? There's a Henry here as well.
Yeah, that one works.
This one works.
This and this Hoover.
Yeah.
And there is another Hoover somewhere.
Yeah.
Going up there.
Right.
I've cleared a bit of space.
Okay. Some might ask why we have 5 hoovers.
Because if one breaks, you always need a spare.
Well, I just fix them. People tell me they're broken and then I fix them after they've brought a new one. Alright, well, they can go up the top, that's fine.
We have about 15 brooms as well.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your excuse for that? Oh, and what's your excuse for 25 of these?
Well, 24 of them are blunt.
Right.
Any health and safety officers watching this, please turn away now. Look, it's not like it's piled on a load of rocks. Yeah, that's the course finished. We're done. If only it was that blooming easy, eh? Right. I don't know if it looks any different. I'll have to check the video when I see it myself. It seems like there's still a lot of stuff. But we've made some progress. I don't know if it's visible. We made any progress?
We made a hole.
Made a hole, we cut the bench.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look a lot, but we've made a...
Yeah, it looks a lot. It's because we're trying to sieve, salt and process at the same time. So we're getting there. We've thrown a lot of stuff away, believe it or not. It's another van load of stuff gone. Yeah.
Just keep going.
Hopefully next weekend we'll see, hopefully it'll be tabletops and it'll be a nice clear area and we can see what we're doing. I think that is our goal for next weekend. Finish this last little section here and then we can start processing everything. Yes, that is a toilet. Caution when slippery. Alright. That's a good job.
I think so.
Well,
it's raining, it's cold.
Raining. Yeah, it's horrible.
It's the same.
It's just the same every blooming weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, well, let's pack it up and then reconvene next weekend. And hopefully we'll finish the video next weekend with a nice clean surface. Well, you never know. Miracles could happen. I don't think we could even throw any more up there either.
No, we did. We did throw.
We did. It is Junk City.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Alright, well, till next weekend. Let's do it. I'll let you stand over in the messy area.
It's still cold.
It's very cold. Yeah, I mean, it's colder down here today than what it was last week we were down here. All right, so we're about 1 8-hour day and 4, 5, 6, 7 hours in. So just under 16 hours, and we have clear worktop.
No, we clear work.
Not this side though. This is still full of coarse crap, and the floor is kind of getting there. I mean, there's a big pile of hardcore behind G-Dog right now, so we are going to clear the tables because we're actually going to use a lot of natural rock and then drop cloth over the top of it, which seems a little bit bizarre, but I will explain why we're going to do that. And I think what we're going to have to try and do is, because we've got the drift course kind of going in and around this course, and it's primarily straight. I mean, that's 8, 16, 17, 18 foot long, and it's straight. So we're going to have to really kind of work the drift course around and then build the terrain up and around. And the terrain is going to be coming up right up here. Nice big cliff fronts. So we're really going to be creating a whole mountain range, and then down into where G-Dog is. It's going to be a big desert section again that takes you off into the next desert section, which will basically be twice as big because we're going to be taking over where the microwave is and the fridge as well.
It just sounds like you're gone bonkers.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've gone bonkers. Just hope it's worth it. You boys better enjoy it. Right, we're going to crack on and see if we can make some more mess.
He's going to make the mess. I'll have to clear up.
That'll do, won't it?
We're done.
Bit of backdrop.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit of mud on the floor.
What more do you want?
Sorted. All right, so we've backdropped this section because this section is the desert, So we're just going to do, there's no mounting technically, but we're going to continue this on. But over that side, that is all mounting. That whole corner all the way around and then back here. So that doesn't need backdropping. It'll just be the bit in front of us and this bit. So we'll put a little bit of Celotex. We had a bit left over and we can carve whatever we decide to carve on it. And carry on. All right, we need to try and figure out this drift course.
Three of them, four of them,
What are you looking for?
well, you know me, I put it away and then it just disappeared.
No such thing as putting it away in this place. It's throw it somewhere else.
I found one of them.
Well, there's about 9 of them somewhere.
Yeah, I found one.
There is an electric one plugged in. So with this side, we don't have the luxury of all the Celotex that we had from the last build we did. So what we're going to try to do is build timber framing and then use Celotex to go over the top of it. So basically take out all the airspace and the height using timber structure. Also, we're going to create a lot more bridges and ups and overs because of going over the course, the drift course, and under the drift course. So G-Dog's looking at me in very...
I'm just waiting for you to finish so I can saw.
Oh, they don't mind. You could saw. Yeah, you saw. See? I bet he found the bluntest saw we got. Right, we're going to put this shelf up.
Is this?
Oh, they can't see.
Why?
Because they're staring at me. 1 second. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. Oh, it was all on me.
Yeah, well,
it's
now about me.
Screw you.
This
Talking of screws.
is the best tool you could ever
It's
buy.
the only tool you're licensed to use. Woo.
Got your little bits in
Look
there.
at that, eh?
And you have an extension if you want
Look
it.
at that, eh? Just think,
Perfect.
for years, that's all you had to use.
Yeah, now I have to work for a living. Cheers, mate.
All right, so what we're trying to do is basically build a timber skeleton structure that's going to give us the bulk of what we require. And then we're going to overlay it with Celotex and carving. And we've got a little bit of a plan for basically, we're going to try and create a lot of mountainside that leads up the mountainside. So not so much trail lines, although there will be these little trail sections. I'm going to try and make this a little bit more. If you come up to the side of the mountain and you want to try and make it, you can do it. So I've got an idea for that. And I think at the moment, what we're trying to do is we're just going to just lay it out, get it all basic and try and cut in and get as many lines as we possibly can without it looking unrealistic, because we don't want that, you know, bits suspended in midair and all that type of stuff. We don't do that reactive. We might like to try and keep it looking scaled as best we can. So this is actually going to be a dead end here. We're going to create a nice little cliff front and you'll have to just come back down on yourself. And then there's going to be a big mountain and platform here with the drift course going underneath of an island. But we're just going to literally figure out each section as we go along and gain the most amount of lines that we possibly can at each little intersection. All right. Sorry.
That sounds confusing.
Well, anything does. Baffle them with science. I think
it'll
we're
work,
really
'cause
clever.
It's baffled me.
G-Dog's at it again.
What? What am I doing now?
Don't know. That's what I was asking. What are you doing?
It's a piece of wood.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of pieces of wood in here. So this is very different to next door. The process we're doing, what we've got to do is completely different. That is like an open world. You can just carve whatever you want into some Celotex. Yeah, I just tackled it, and I didn't have to worry about too much, and it come out fantastic. This is tricky because we've got the drift course weaving in and out of the terrain, which now means we have to build bridges and ups and overs, which is our pet hate.
Yes.
Regarding minicrawler. I don't have anything. It's just us. We don't like it. We don't do it. It's not what we do. So now what I've got to do is I'm now doing it, and I'm going to take you over to show you, is I find myself with all of this stuff. Now, this is what you would generically see in the world of the hobby and minicrawler, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I can't go there. There's a big light there. I can't do that because my hand's in the way. There we go.
Find somewhere.
There we go.
That's worse. But I look like a ghost.
It's the lights right there. We need some sun. Look how pale I've gone. I'm like vampire. Anyway, so we have found ourselves now having to create these up ramps and bridges and everything. And then really the art is going to be how I turn this into a scaled natural environment. So it looks like it's a mountainside, but underneath, because as you can see for here, you're going to drift right round underneath this tunnel. Right round here, you've got this little drifting section here, and you can come under and drift underneath. And we're trying to incorporate a 28th scale drift course with a 24th scale micro crawler course and make it look scaled. And it's definitely going to put some carvings to the test. We're going to have a little kind of underground car park on this back white bit here. You see this white bit here. We're going to put up some diorama cars, some lighting, some figurines and stuff like that. So as you come drifting past, it looks like there's a Jap meat in the corner, which would be cool. We haven't even got to the other corner. That's just full of rubbish still. So we're still only working on this section because we have to try and figure out the most amount of lines possible in a small area.
Which isn't easy. No. Oh,
really?
which isn't easy.
It's just that really bad. Well, I can't wait for these to go. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all these. We've got the same lights we got next door going in. I'll turn the camera that way.
2 years on, you'd think we'd know what we were doing.
Well, we do, but they're two different types of courses
and two different kinds of builds.
Yeah, so which is fantastic for us because we're going to reinvent some new techniques. We're still going to be using the drop cloth, but we don't have. At the moment, there's no huge areas like we did next door, wherefore I've got like a 16-foot by 5-foot mountain range. This is very different. So we will be using the same technique, but we have been thinking that we're actually going to be using a bit of this, which is actual natural rock. We're actually going to be using a lot of natural rock, but what we're actually going to do is probably cover over it with a drop cloth, because what we want to try and do is keep continuity throughout the colours and match all the loose rock with the terrain so it doesn't look out of place. And so a bit of sacrilege, I guess, to some of you, you know, when you think, oh, what's wrong with those? They're perfectly good. They are, but we have a lot of different types of rocks and hardcore. Like down here, I've got a ton of this type of rock, which is... well, if you're into fish, this is natural, live.
Which looks really cool.
Which looks really cool, but it wouldn't match the colours or anything like that. So, yeah, we're going to have to cover the lot and then paint the lot. But we're going to use natural rocks underneath because we don't have a ton of Celotex this time around. And these things are already carved like a rock. They're perfect. Just the wrong colour. What's about a crow's nest?
It still just does what it wants. Just does what it wants.
All right, well, we go all right.
Well,
this is, you know, we only got today, so we've done all right.
We've done all right. I think we've got...
It's a lot of planning. Now that we know the space.
It's because we've never built one like everybody else builds one.
No.
And now we're having to build it like everybody else, but we want it like the other.
Yeah, well, I think we're doing it. We're trying to gain as much space for each of the side of the hobby. So the drift side of it and the course side of it.
And it's very difficult to incorporate the two, which is what we wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. And also we haven't drifted before. So we're kind of going off bends and turns that we've seen on the mats and stuff like that and hope that they are doable.
Well, some of them are even more twisty than what we've done.
Yeah, but
I'll just put some road tyres on and drive down the road.
Yeah, well, we can always put obstacles in the road, like a broken down car that you've got to drift around or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, the process of this is that you always think you've got a lot more space than actually you do, because once you start putting it down, I mean, you could plan this all day long, but as soon as you start
drawing,
as soon as you start actually putting it into place and how much room you need for vehicles to be able to turn and maneuver. Well, that space gets gobbled up very, very quickly.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Right.
But, you know,
it has begun.
It has. Yes.
It has begun. So I'm going to flip the camera around to show you what we've left it with.
Really? And, I wouldn't bother.
And yeah, hopefully we'll start getting. Well, look, we'll get some more Celotex for next weekend, and we'll get the rest of the lines in This is like blocking out with a marker, isn't it, at the moment? Right, let's
just moving stuff from here to
really
here.
has been. So we got a big old pile of hardcore. We're actually going to use the wall hardcore that we knocked down and then drape cloth over the top of it. And we've created quite some harsh. This is definitely going to be a lot harsher this side than next door. There's only you're only going to get these little areas in which you can kind of crawl on. It's not an open kind of range, so to speak. So we're going to try and make it as tricky and as hard as possible over here. You're still going to have your nice easy trail runs. This is all going to be polystyrened out, and we're going to actually create an up ramp to kind of go up into this crevice here. So this will be a real gnarly line, but it should be good fun to try and do that. We're not going to turn these into like the 360 we've got around. We're actually going to put a few bits and bobs so you can actually kind of climb onto them and fill them with a bit more obstacle stones rather than kind of, bouncy stones. Little island. And then where that big bowl is, this is all mountain here. So this mountain comes right up top in the front, and we're going to backfill it all the way over. I mean, that space alone, we're looking at, it's 5 foot. So that's 5 foot from there to there, and that's 8 foot from the wall to my hand. So it's a fair old size, and it goes around here, and the drift course continues into this right around here into another roundabout. So we're going to infill all of these areas with terrain and mountain sides, and hopefully bring the mountain right up the top, right around this back edge, back down, bring it right out in the front. I really want, as you kind of come drifting around, you got this nice needle point here, but then I also want to be able to get a crawler and kind of come around the front of this needle point as well. So that is going to be the needle point. So that's an obstacle. And what we were saying is that, what do we do in these little areas here? But we were just saying we could just create a single obstacle. So it'd just be an obstacle that you can come off into and then on to give it a go. G-Dog's going to put a little bit of grass around as well. He's very keen to get green.
I like my grass.
So a lot of this edge around here, we might do a bit of green around here. There's not much room for crawling. The only thing we'll do there is kind of put a little bit of a mounting up there just for the backdrop, so it looks cool when you're kind of drifting round in a circle. And then, we've got this a little bit here and around here. But yeah, there we go. So hopefully we'll be able to show some new techniques, because we're having to design new techniques. Because
we've got to invent a new technique.
Yeah,
for this
it's
one,
definitely going to be difficult. Well, there's no 3 meter by 16 foot drop cloth going in this one.
We could probably just get away with a coin cloth.
I reckon we probably could. Coin cloth the lot. 1, 2.
Yeah,
it's a big area. It may not look very big, but it is.
It's a big area once you get going. I think it's bigger than we thought.
It's going to be a lot of undulations, a lot of ducking and diving, a lot of twists and turns,
and a lot of going under things.
Yeah, and what we're going to try and do is create it so it looks like the mountain is carved away rather than it looking like a suspended piece of wood, which it is. So
I've got some photos.
We're gonna need to salvage. Look at all that stuff just rammed up there.
Well, that's because it was down here. And we've still got a lot down there.
There's so much stuff everywhere,
even in there.
Yeah, it's a mess everywhere,
but never mind, it's what we do.
We've got to make a mess, got to crack some eggs to make an omelette. So here we are. Right, so there we go, the journey has begun. Join us, follow us, give us some, give us some good comments, because that's what we like. We like to see the comments. Some of the old videos are still regularly being viewed on techniques and stuff like
Thank you for that.
We've got a great lighting technique that we're going to share with you guys. So we're lighting the whole of the drift course with some,
because I like lights.
Really cool idea for lights. So you're definitely going to want to stay in tune for that. And we're going to have to get hunting for some greenery stuff, for trees, and back to foraging.
Not more trees.
More trees. But there we go. So we'll, I don't even know when we're going to be back down here. Who knows?
It could be next week. It could be the week after.
It could be. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome, and make sure you smash that subscribe button,
Hit that like button.
and that notification bell,
And I'll see you next time.